Hi, this is Alexander Marquez with another powerful video that's going to help you improve your life and grow a successful business. And on today's video, the last few videos I've been talking a lot about marketing and how to get traffic to your site. But today I want to get back to mindset. And I want to start you off with a quote by probably my favorite thinker of all time, Ralph Waldo Emerson. And this is probably my favorite quote of all time. And what he said is, I'm going to read it to you. It says, "In my walks, every man is my superior in some way. And in that, I learned from him." So let me read it again. "In my walks, every man is my superior in some way. And in that, I learned from him." Now, why is this quote probably my favorite quote of all time? The reason this quote is my favorite quote of all time is that Ralph Waldo Emerson, one of the greatest thinkers who have ever lived on this earth, had the humility to believe that whoever he met was his superior in some way, and he was willing to learn from him or her. Now, the reason this is my favorite quote also is because the way I examine the world now is, I think what holds people back is their pride. They get into a mindset where they feel like they know everything. So they go, they get their titles, they get their knowledge, but this human pride stops them from making progress because they have this mindset that no one else can teach them anything because they already know everything's good. I run across this all the time when I talk to people. Human pride. Human pride is what's going to stop many of us from reaching the next level. If we want to reach the next level, we have to humble ourselves like Ralph Waldo Emerson, and we have to have an open mind. Every human being we run into can actually teach us something that can lead us to a breakthrough, that can lead us to progress. And if we close our minds, if we develop this attitude that we're too good for other people and that we know too much, then we're going to miss out on valuable information that could lead to growth, that could lead us to a breakthrough and to progress. That's what I love. Like, the smartest people I know are the people that are humble, are the people that have open minds. The people that don't want to listen, that think they know everything, they're not that smart. They're not as smart as they think because they think they already know everything, and they don't. One of the secrets that I've discovered to progress is listen to smart people. Listen to people that are smart and smarter than you because they challenge you to get better. Always have a humble mind, have a humble way of living. So that's number one, is you got to let pride not stop you from learning. And I see this all the time. I'm in the network marketing industry, and I see it even with leaders that close their minds and they think they already haven't made. And to me, it's laughable because I look at these leaders. Like, I've been in different companies, so I see these leaders that are getting results, and they feel like they got already made. In my mind, I'm thinking, I have been in companies where the leader was making 10 times what you're making a month. I've been exposed to big people. I've been exposed to people that make thousands or hundreds of dollars every single day, where they've actually showed me their account on the computer and they show me. And then I go into companies where the leader is telling me they're acting like they know everything. And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I have been in companies where people are making 10, 15 times what you're making, and I'm not fooled by you trying to tell me that you're already developed. You got to be humble. You got to be humble. There's always someone out there that is better than you. You're not that good. You have to get better. You have to challenge yourself to get better. And so that's the point, is don't think you know everything. I think Socrates, one of the greatest philosophers ever, is known by saying that the only thing he knows is something like this. It's not an exact quote, but one of his famous sayings is, "All I know is that I know nothing." So basically, he has an open mind. Is you just, when you meet people, you're a blank sheet of paper and you're willing to listen to people. You don't come across as you know everything and you're going to preach whatever you know to people. No, you come across as, if you want to become magnetic with people, you meet people and you listen to them. You listen to what they have to say. You're never too smart to listen. even if you were smarter or if you are smarter, that person has had years of experience. This is how I look at it. Let me explain it to you. Someone went, they lived their lives. Perhaps they went to a university, but maybe they went through 8 years of school, and they have taken the time to learn and master some specific subject. Now me, because I'm practical, the way I see it is that person spent 8 years of their life learning a subject, and now if they become my friends and I stay open-minded, they can teach me what took them 8 years in a month or a couple of months. I just saved myself 8 years because I'm open-minded to new information. So what I discovered is, as you meet new people, you become smarter because you keep an open mind and you learn what people have learned. You see, you're never going to live long enough to learn everything. You have to learn from other people. And the next point I want to make is that never judge people by how much money they have. This is another thing that drives me crazy, is we live in a world where people just constantly, they judge each other by appearance, and they judge each other by how much money you have. So people are not, I don't care what your degree is. I don't care how much money you're making. I care how you think, and I care about the values you have. So I could not care less about your titles and money. That's not how I judge people. I judge people by their character, by once I talk to them, how they think and what they value. If you have a lot of money and your values are horrible, I don't respect you. I don't respect you because you have money. I don't respect you because you have a status in society. That's why I get frustrated by people that worship celebrities, because to me it's pathetic that you're worshiping another human being. It's pathetic that you're putting on a jersey with the name of another person from a team, and you're not. Why are you worshiping people? It's living through other people. It's a small mind to have. And I'm not saying that, like, for example, I like sports, I like music, I like artists, but what I mean is that, man, like, you have the jersey of another man. Like, can you see what's wrong with that picture? Like, don't you want to be the hero to your children? And instead you're putting on the shirt of another man? So it's just a matter of mindset. But the bottom line is, do not judge people by their appearance, about how much money they have. That's not what determines how much people are worth. I mean, it's a factor that determines perhaps what kind of people they are, and maybe if they have a lot of money, they worked really hard, but it's not the only factor. It's one of the factors that can go into it, but not the only factor like most people seem to think. And I want to end by mentioning one of my heroes, and you might have heard of him. His name is Nick Vujicic. Nick Vujicic is a man that was born without arms and without legs. Now here's the thing, like, this is a paradigm shifting thing when you examine the life of this man. He was born with no legs and no arms. Now, this is what frustrates me, right? People get so caught up in their problems that they lose perspective. You see, no matter what you're going through, there is always someone else that is going through worse things than you. And what I try to get people to understand is that, yeah, I know you have problems. I know you're going through struggles. I know you have challenges. But please understand that no matter what you're going through, especially in the United States, the richest country in the history of the world, I get frustrated when people cry and complain like if their life is falling apart. You look at Nick Vujicic, no arms, no legs. The man has every right to not want to try in life. And instead, the guy is married. He has 2 sons. He's a motivational Christian speaker that inspires people, children, all over the place. He has written books. He has every reason to not want to have not want to live, but yet he has done all these things with no arms and no legs. So when people bring me their problems, I'm all like, man, I don't want to hear your problems. I want you to watch a video by Nick Vujicic and watch it 100 times a day until you change your mindset, because your mindset is rotten. It's rotten. I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to hear that you lost your job. I don't want to hear that your girlfriend or boyfriend broke up with you. I don't want to hear any problems, because I'm going to tell you to watch that video 100 times a day until you change your mind. So, always, what I'm trying to say is always have the perspective that there's other people in the world that are in a worse situation than you. Yeah, your problems, I'm not saying your problems are not valid, they're not big, but what I'm saying is do not get drowned in your problems and lose perspective of the world. The world does not revolve around you. I know we're all prideful. We all think, we all love ourselves, and we all want the world to revolve around us and the whole world to pay attention to us. But try to have the right perspective that you do not live in the world by yourself. You live with other people, and there's actual people suffering in the world. There's people literally suffering every single day, dying of hunger, getting killed by terrorists, getting tortured every single moment of every day. And if you think you're suffering, I got to tell you, I don't agree. I don't think you're suffering at all. I don't think you know what suffering is. If you think you're suffering because you are going through a few setbacks or challenges that can easily be overcome. So just try to keep the right perspective. This is Alexander Marquez. I hope this video was helpful. I want to challenge you to visit my blog at alexandermarquez.net. If you're watching this on YouTube, click on the 2 links that are below this video. The first one takes you to my blog. The second one takes you to my free newsletter and ebooks that are going to show you how to design the life you want. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.